queuing up first here. Thresh Nasus versus Spider aggro. Let's go ahead and jump into the game.
It's going to be so funny if 7 Brazilians make top cut and none of them win.
Yeah, that would be redonkulous, but
It would be,
we'll see.
It would be kind of funny. But Riseblackid, I think, does have the better lineup here.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, going up against, you know, a bunch of aggro decks, having something like TLC available, which probably got banned, let's be honest. But even Draven, Ezreal, and Nasus Thresh going into this, like, even just thinking to myself, okay, Spider aggro versus Nasus Thresh. I mean, if Riseblackid has a Blighted Caretaker or just really anything going into turn 3 here to put on a little bit of pressure on the Corenel and start trading with units, I think Riseblackid's going to be in a pretty good spot.
Let me tell you about how Riseblackid doesn't play Blighted Caretaker.
Oh, there's no Blighted Caretaker.
0 Blighted Caretaker.
I started... All right.
It's like a pretty normal build.
I saw people starting to talk about not playing Blighted Caretaker now. This one's actually... It's playing Merciless Hunter.
Yeah, broken.
Yeah, I mean, this Merciless Hunter, I guess, could pick off some units, but... Man, no Blighted Caretaker. That's unfortunate. There is Vile Feast, so that'll definitely help. That Fading Icon actually just got a lot of work done there as well.
Yeah.
So, and another one, too. So these Stygian Onlookers are just going to keep running into these Fading Icons, and this is what this deck can do. It can put up a lot of fearsome blockers that Corenel is just not going to be able to get through.
No, I even like this attack. Yeah, you're going to trade the Saboteur onto the 3-1, but it's the same as taking the hit from the 3-2. And yeah, we're actually just going to let the damage go on the side of Corenel. You have to play this weird sort of reserved race game and understand that at the end of the day, Riseblackid does still have the atrocity and you do not.
Yep. Yeah, and we're going to get the Merciless Hunter, another fearsome blocker. This will be the Stygian Onlooker, probably trading with the Fading Icon. And we're going wide. We're going to push through a little bit of damage, but man, it's just not looking good after this for Corenel. A lot of these are going to get blocked. We're not pushing through as much damage as we'd like. And honestly, our hand, I mean, there's no Stalking Shadows or anything that we see. Not a whole lot of refuel.
No, we have a second Elise, which I guess isn't nothing, but it's not much, and I don't know if it's going to be enough. That said, you know, there's not a lot of healing in Thresh Nasus. It's really just Vile Feasts, which, you know, is pretty negligible. So going down to 9 here is going to be pretty good for Corenel. We still got that Fervor. You're kind of, you know, essentially your opponent's at 6. We could actually take an Elise level here if we want to with the second Elise.
Yeah, do we actually rip that here? I mean, it's got Vulnerable on it, which is the problem. So even though you're going to level Elise, it's just going to immediately get the get taken out by something like this Merciless Hunter. Yeah,
and because the Merciless Hunter's damaged, it would trade with the Elise anyway, so you're not really doing anything by buffing that up to 4 attack, but I don't hate the attempt, I guess, is the best way to put it, but this is not a strong board. Maybe we play Protect the Elise with the Noxian Fervor? Is that our plan? Because I would imagine Riseblackid doesn't have Vile Feast. If there was a Vile Feast, we 100% would have thrown it out onto the Stygian Onlooker the previous turn. Yeah. So maybe it's read out of Corenel, or we're just going to let the Elise die.
No, okay. Maybe... So we're just going to go wide? I mean, I can't imagine Riseblackid doesn't have some sort of units to throw down here. Yeah, ooh, Black Spear.
That's not great.
Yeah, feels like a pretty valuable Noxian Fervor here with the Garen emote coming out of Riseblackid.
This is why Corenel played the Elise spell instead of Elise. Now you have exactly enough mana.
Wow, yeah.
And a Naked Spirit Leech is
just for the blocker
that he's throwing down here.
Oh, do we play the Saboteur?
Riseblackid has already told you that they have an extremely weak hand. I would, you know, ball hard, throw down this Saboteur. What are you going to play? A Nasus? I don't care about a Nasus.
Yeah, and well,
Nasus is right now.
Assuming you're still reading, they don't have a Vile Feast. What this does is it guarantees 3 damage goes through, which is what you need for the Noxian Fervor to actually take home the game. And yeah, this is looking like this is going to be game. Even outside of Vile Feast, I think we take this. Yeah. And there's the sad Renekton emote. What do we got? Glimpse. Do we just Noxie in here? Do we just do it? Do we just rip it? We just rip it. Yep. We rip
Man.
it. Sweaty Ezreal emote. Wow. Wow.
Opener from Riseblackid there.
Yeah.
Been maybe not a favored matchup, but a little bit closer than that. But I mean, we saw it there, having to throw down a naked Spirit Leech, immediately following that up with a Cursed Keeper, and trying to glimpse beyond that. It was rough stuff there. But
Yeah.
we do have another matchup to go. Could be discard, could be Azir Darius. I would imagine that discard got banned.
So, man, Bloody Caretaker might have done something there, huh?
I don't know about that one, Chief.
I don't know. I feel like the challenger units can usually pick off a lot of those. So it's weird. Like I know Bloody Caretaker got changed to a 1/1. They got the nerf hammer, right? But I really don't think it's any worse at all. Really, I mean it's a little less aggressive, I guess. But
I don't think it would have been cut entirely if it wasn't nerfed. I do still
yeah.
think
Okay, that's a loaded statement. That's a loaded statement, though, because you know as well as I do, when stuff gets nerfed or buffed, people just automatically stop playing it or start playing it. Like that's what happens.
I've always disagreed with that sentiment.
I disagree with it too, but it doesn't mean people don't do it. People 100% do it.
Yeah, some people do it. I don't think like the top players do it.
I don't know, man. I feel like I don't know, man. I feel like most people do. I think that's Bloody Caretaker's issue right now. Not that not playing it is inherently really terrible, because it's still a good deck, but
I do think the nerf was substantial.
I don't know, man. I got a hard disagree on that one.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot, all right? I'm an idiot. I don't know, man.
What else am I supposed to do? You have disagreed with me respectfully. The only thing I have to do is insult you. I don't know why you thought I was going to do anything else. This is the part where you know, your mama. How about that?
Well, good thing you're not a lawyer. I'm sorry. Excuse me, Your Honor. You what? You overruled me? Well, you're an idiot.
Tell him it's a kangaroo court in here.
Oh man.
I gotta say though, Corenel has been on point with how consistently he's able to draw Noxian Fervor.
Yeah, I have seen way too many Noxian Fervors in his hand. I got to agree, but this is not looking good right now. It's a very there's just not a whole lot of card generation in Corenel's hand. We're already low on cards. The House Spider helps a little bit going wide here. It's also going to help get a Slay effect off, hopefully, but wow, that shows me it's possibly another terrible hand out of Riseblackid.
Look, would we be the most upset in the world if the first time we see Thresh Nasus get played is it getting 2-0'd in the finals?
No, I would be pretty happy. I'd be pretty happy. Wow.
This is looking good for Corenel still, but you know, maybe we get a Thresh this time around, and oh yeah, Dunekeeper's not great. This better be like we better do something with that Sand Soldier.
Yeah, we have to, right? There's no way it's not like a.
Even if it's just like a Wings and a Wave.
Yeah, Wings and a Wave, or another Jesus. All right. Yeah, this is definitely a not so great hand out of Riseblackid, and there's the Renekton emote again. I think that's how you know.
Keep floating 6 mana.
Oh my god. We have Ruin Runner into double Fervor Decimate is insane. That's so much damage coming out. And yeah, now this is just it's gonna be an open attack. Wow. What an insane game again to get started here from Corenel. This is definitely looking to be in Corenel's favor. But who knows? We'll see if that changes here after the open attack and what Riseblackid draws.
Yeah, you're not pushing a whole lot of damage on the open. Granted, you are clearing your opponent's board, at least in theory, if everything lines up the way you would kind of expect it to. You'll actually leave your opponent with a Ravenous Butcher, and you'll still have 1 HP on your Ruin Runner. And granted, that's a lot to have on a Ruin Runner. As long as it lives with any amount of HP, you're going to feel good about that, because even if, like, Merciless Hunter comes down, yeah, it goes through the Spell Shield, but your opponent has to throw away a real hardy unit to actually balance that out. There's no, like, Spiderlings or dinky little 1/1s. I think we're all Dunekeepered out on the side of Riseblackid, so yeah, I'm really liking Corenel's chances here.
So I think here you either only attack with the Ruin Runner or you play Imperial Demolitionist because you want to attack with everything. Because all your spiders are going to die, and you want to make use of them now because the chances you don't draw a unit is pretty bad. I'm not crazy about this.
That's not where I thought we were throwing that damage.
Yeah, I don't like this because now the Ruin Runner actually dies on the attack, which is not good. And okay,
comes down an 8/8. That's scary, but you know, we still got fervors. We got a potential little lethal setup here with all the burn in our hand. But it is scary, you know. There is rights of negation. It's something you definitely got to think about.
will we actually see a Rite of Negation negating two things on the stack? Probably not.
Probably not. And, you know, realistically, we might just be dead to atrocity here. This Nasus is going to go up to 9 attack.
Yep.
Oh, I thought we were dragging the Ruin Runner since it's the only fearsome blocker and we didn't really care about the Thresh living.
Yeah, maybe we do care. I mean, I think Riseblackid probably worried about keeping as many units as possible for blockers, though, right?
Yeah, so the other thing Riseblackid has to be concerned about is if you throw out Atrocity, you just get double fervored, and you lose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now we still have double fervor mana available, too, with this House Spider.
Ooh, we're trying to play the long game here.
Yeah.
Which normally I think is pretty reasonable. You know, your opponent's relatively gassed out. Maybe you have a Rite of Negation for a Decimate or something, and you're like, yeah, you know, I can take the long game here. I can let you go ahead and throw your Ruin Runner under my Nasus, or just let me push through all this damage.
So Nasus now gonna level up. And yeah, we're gonna, I think we're just gonna rip. Are we gonna see now, because we Imperial Demolitionist, we can only rip one fervor onto this Rune Runner. Like, it would have felt really good to be able to do both.
I think if you do both and you get Rite of Negation, you actually lose.
Yeah, but I mean, what else do you do? You know, like what?
It leaves you with the opportunity to still like top deck a Decimate or something.
Yep.
Because you're not getting 2 spells negated for the cost of 1. Yeah, this would have felt terrible.
Right. Yeah.
And you probably just have to throw out second fervor here. You don't want this Nasus to level.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems good. I mean, and then obviously you still open yourself up to a lot of good top decks too. Are we wider currently still or no? No.
Well, yourself to like a top deck. It's Decimate or bust.
Well, I think do we end wider? How many units?
No. There's a leveled Thresh. There's a Nasus. There's a Wings in the Wave.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's equal. It's equal.
Units.
Okay. Yeah.
Plus 5 mana still on the side of Riseblackid.
And a leveled Thresh. So yeah, I think this is literally just a Decimate top deck, like you mentioned. I guess a third Fervor.
Yeah, third Fervor or Decimate. It's got to be one of those two. Decimate would have to come right now. Fervor can come a turn later, but you got to draw one of those cards. Azir is close, but not quite it. Especially because if you attack... The problem with going wide and attacking with everything is Nasus levels on the first block and takes an attack of all of your units.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, if you open with everything, now Atrocity on Nasus is just going to be lethal.
Yeah, and the Dune Keeper does stop all of the aggression here. So we've got one more top deck. If we can find Noxian Fervor off the top, we have a chance to clinch it out. Lose to just about everything, but there's only 2 cards left on the side of Riseblackid. Let's see what we've got, and
That's
it's
not it.
Not enough. That's lethal with 2 Nasus coming through here.
Yep.
For Riseblackid from the brink of death, manages to hang on, and now Draven, Ezreal, or TLC is going to have to come out and be the victory for Corenel if they want to maintain the hot streak that they've been on, pick up that W for Brazil, but for now everything's all tied up, and whew, that was a close one.
That was close. That is, honestly, I think both of those games, the reason why they were even that close in the first place was because Riseblackid's hands were just atrocious to start. So good to see Riseblackid making the best of what they had there and getting a victory on that second game. But now we're going to see Azir burn versus, we'll see what was banned.
Oh, wait, no, never mind.
For Riseblackid. Yep. Yeah, so it was TLC that was banned.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yep. So, all right, we'll see if Draven Ezreal is gonna have a good matchup versus this, and again, I think it will.
So Draven Ezreal does very well against aggro. It doesn't do phenomenally against burn, and there is a lot of burn in this deck. Like, you're probably going to stick the damage that you deal on the first 2 or 3 turns, which, given this hand, is not going to be a lot. I think this is the first time we've actually seen
Darius
Corenel stumble on not even just one drop, but spamming out multiple 1-drops over the course of the first couple of turns. If we don't top deck a 1-cost turn 1, that is going to significantly impact our chances of winning this game.
It's also the first time we've seen Darius every single time he's played this deck.
Yeah, I remembered that Darius is in this deck. That's about as good as it's going to get.
Oh, okay. Now this is looking like a really good hand. This is really, really good for Corenel.
Exactly what Corenel needed.
Yep, and now this curves out to likely lead to a turn 6 Darius, and that, I think, is how you take a game from this Draven Ezreal deck.
Ooh, and Ruinous Path just to sort of top us off a little bit.
He's getting excited, yeah.
I don't know if like his desk is shaking, so his camera's shaking, or if he's chuckling.
No, he's bouncing up and down because he's excited. He knows it. This is looking really good for him right now, regardless of what Riseblackid has. Now, I'm trying to think, if we do get a Darius down, there is 2 Scorched Earth that would be able to take care of the Darius. Obviously, you have Thermo Beams in there as well. But if it's a Darius into an open attack, that's going to be really hard for Riseblackid to deal with. And right now, honestly, with one, we don't have any other units we can play. And this is at least 3 more damage coming in on the open attack, unless we summon the Azir here. But then we'd have to worry about either a Sump Dredger or an Arachnoid Sentry coming down, which, honestly, I think you take the 3 damage.
The only thing I think we could be thinking about on 1 mana is Thermo Beaming a 1/1 Spider, which doesn't seem like something you need to think about.
Oh, wow, we're going for it. Okay.
Let me check. Are there Culling Strikes in this list? There's 1 Culling Strike for Riseblackid.
Yeah. And Arachnoid Sentry is going to be, pretty good here. And that's exactly what we get. Now, on the bright side, we do get the Sand Soldier still. So we're going to have a okay attack coming through still. At least 2 damage if we attack with everything. A little bit less if we want to save the life of our Azir, which I think we do want to do, because if we do put any damage onto it, now suddenly Ravenous Flock is going to kill it.
Okay. I don't hate blocking the Spiderling. Yeah, you take a little bit more damage, but you get another actual attacker off the field, which I'm never going to be too mad at.
Yeah.
And it is just kind of indicative of, like, does Riseblackid's hand say that they have to play for life preservation, or can we actually clean up a little bit of the board and start to stabilize around a reasonable HP total?
I mean, we have 10 damage in hand, and Riseblackid has no heal.
Yeah, we got 10 damage plus a Ruin Runner plus a Darius.
Yep. The only unfortunate part is turn 4. It's really awkward. We don't have anything we can do right now.
Does Ruinous Path drain or draw if you haven't slayed?
It drains if you have slayed.
So it draws if you have not slain.
Yes, yeah, it's just a pay 2 draw 1.
I was going to say, because if it was the other way around, you just drain 2 here, but
yeah,
not quite the case. And actually, just going to discard the Mystic Shot without using it, not softening up the Azir for anything, and wanting to hang on to our mana a little bit. And I got to say, Ruin Runner is not something Draven Ezreal handles particularly well.
Nope, not at all. And this means a slay will likely happen this turn, which means Ruinous Path will end up getting off here. Yep. So you block with the Chump Wump, which makes sense. But I think Corenel totally okay with that.
Exactly.
This is looking good. You got those decimates already. It's looking like Corenel can close this game out before turn 8. This is looking really, really good.
Yeah, to the point where we're even thinking about attacking with Azir, but no, you don't need it. Don't need it. Even with the full blocks, yeah, 12 means you're at 10 off of Ruinous Path, and unless there's a Thermogenic Beam coming down on that there Darius, you are in for a world of hurt, Riseblackid, because a Thermo Beam at the moment, I think, is only at 3 damage.
Yep. Oh, you mean a Tri-Beam?
Tri-Beam, yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
Why
yeah,
do
I
they have
mean,
2 T-Beams?
I don't know, man. We've confused them before, too. I do that all the time.
Right.
Wow, okay. That has got to seal the deal right there.
Right?
That's too much damage.
Corenel's so good at drawing Noxian for.
I don't.
Okay, we still have Thermo Beam mana.
Yeah, and we can't get anything else down. I mean, I think you're okay playing Darius and getting a Thermal Beam. Maybe not, though. You do have a Azir's... You could play... Okay, you could play Rear Guard plus Decimate, and then next turn you can open attack with Azir's spell, which actually feels really good, to be honest with you.
Maybe, if your Azir lives.
Well, if your Rear Guard lives.
That too. Well, I would imagine your Rear Guard's going to be Mystic Shotted.
I think you pass here. No? I was going to say force out the Mystic Shot first. I don't think it matters too much, but you could have...
if you want to play the Decimate either way this turn, then yeah, you might as well. Probably shouldn't have even played the Rear Guard, but it is what it is. I don't think it's like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, it's always going to be hard to get down Darius.
Yeah, we're throwing it to 0 anyway, so it's nice to still have that unit sticking around. So what it's really going to come down to is this just has to be lethal for Corenel, right? Because eventually the Decimate's going to come down, put us at 2. We're going to be able to play Azir and Fervor that, and I don't think there's anything that Riseblackid's going to be able to do to, you know, kill an Azir before the Noxian Fervor resolves. So yeah, I like just decimating here, unless you're really worried about dying.
I mean, not for... I don't know. We just saw a lot of removal come out. Do we just rip Darius? I kind of just want to see Darius come out.
I almost feel like the Thermo Beam is indicative of a second Thermo Beam.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that there's... the only thing that stops you from winning with Azir Fervor Decimate is if your opponent kills you.
Yep.
Which I don't think is happening.
Yeah, I do like this at the end of the day. You have a really healthy Azir. If you see damage come out to it to try to set up for a Ravenous Flock or a Scorched Earth, then you just rip the Noxian Fervor and you're good to go. That's really what this game is coming down to right now, is whether or not we can successfully get this Fervor off. As long as this Fervor does go off, which I think now we're golden.
Yeah, that's a green light. We're just going to go in for the attacks, see if we can push a little bit of damage. We're going to get to kill the Ezreal, which is really cool.
That's cool. That's pretty neat.
Don't hate that. But yeah, as far as I can tell here, JDoza, Corenel is going to be the OLS number 26 champion.
Yeah.
Those Noxian Fervors just coming when he needs them.
Yeah, with triple aggro lineup, man. It's... And I gotta say, you're right. I mean, you nailed that. I think last game was when you first mentioned it. We have just seen Noxian Fervors ripped all a day from Corenel, drawing in some games 3 of them pretty reliably. So I mean, I guess that's what it comes down to, right? Noxian Fervor is just one of the best burn cards ever since its release, and I mean, this deck is showcasing that perfectly. Oh, we're going to switch up the... Yep, okay, we're actually going to miss the shot there.
Now we don't even have to Fervor the Azir.
Yeah.
Fervor the guy.
Why Fervor Azir when you have better targets than that? Come on, let's be honest here. Yeah, and then next turn we just decimate. There's absolutely nothing Riseblackid can do.
Oh, Riseblackid would have to somehow win on the open attack, and that ain't happening. There's no Tri-Beam thing that gives you HP, right?
Are we... Like, yeah, we try to RNG ourselves some health here. I don't...
I'm pretty sure it's play. And
Soul Forger?
Corenel's reserved right now. He doesn't want to pop off too early. He knows that there's nothing that stops this Decimate, and he's still... Okay, now he's
there he goes. We got it. We got him.
Like, what if I screw it up and play Darius and just lose? I hate that they added the spinning axe animation to discarding axes to rummage. There we go.
There's the Brilliant Soul emote. And Corenel, baby, is going to be your OLS 26 champion today.